You who are a big fan of Dragon Ball and think that Goku beats any character because of his power, this video is for you. So my people, how are you? I hope you are well. Today we are going to talk a little about why Saitama is invincible, and for those of you who still don't know me, I am the Monio, the interdimensional demon that most annoys Goku fans on YouTube, and you are on my channel. First, let's clarify that this video will focus on Goku against Saitama, because Goku is the character that people use most in these comparisons between characters to know who would beat who, but what I'm going to say applies to any other character that you imagine, okay? One Punch Man, as you may know, uses the concept that its protagonist is the strongest, and everyone he faces can be defeated with just one punch, and after his huge success in Saitama becoming a very well-known character, I feel like he kind of joined the group of characters in the internet's eternal discussions about who wins. And in these types of discussions people use all kinds of arguments citing the accomplishments of the characters in their works to measure their strengths and determine who wins, and they even use nomenclatures to determine the level of destruction in which each character is, such as planetary level, galactic level, universal level, among others. And what's the problem with using this kind of comparison in One Punch Man where you try to measure the power of the characters and measure which other characters he would beat? The problem is that One Punch Man is a comedy, and yes, I know it sounds very obvious to say that, but it's necessary, because I think people don't treat One Punch Man the way they should. For example, right when the anime premiered, I remember a friend coming to me saying that he thought Saitama could be an alien, because that would explain his strength, and I see people making countless theories that try to explain in a supposedly logical way Saitama's strength, and that there is no explanation. People, please understand, One Punch Man is a comedy. It's not for some things to make sense, because it's a joke. In Family Guy, for example, there is no explanation as to why Brian talks like a human when he's a dog, because the fact that he talks is part of the joke. It's not meant to make sense. Let's go back to Saitama's example. Let's try to use logic. Saitama received several physical attacks from the Geru in his cosmic form. Each of the attacks triggered atomic explosions. But in the manga, Saitama is scratched by an ordinary cat. Does that make sense to you? I think one of the main culprits of people not being able to see One Punch Man as a comedy is Yusuke Murata, the illustrator of One Punch Man. But the Monio, why do you say that? Don't you think he's a good illustrator? And I tell you, of course I do, and the problem is right there. His illustrations are so insanely well done, and the battles are so ridiculously amazing, that people can't look at the work and see it as something comic, and so they treat it as a series, and that leads to all those Saitama versus Goku discussions I mentioned. So we can say that Saitama is a comedy character, so it doesn't matter who he fights, he will win. In Goku's case, it doesn't matter what transformation he has, it doesn't matter what level of power or what skill he acquired. It doesn't matter if Goku is so strong that he can destroy the entire multiverse with just one finger. In a fight against Saitama, all this logic will be ignored and Saitama will simply win in the most ridiculous way possible, because that's the joke. But the Monio, I don't think things work like that. Even though Saitama is a comedy character, I think he would lose to Dragon Ball characters. And I answer you the following. What if I told you that Dragon Ball itself considers what I just explained about comedy characters? Yes, that's exactly what you heard. And this happens in episode 69 of Dragon Ball Super, titled, Goku vs. All. A ridiculous battle will end the Earth? In this episode we have the special participation of some characters from the comedy manga Dr. Slump by Akira Toriyama, and among these characters we have Aral, who is the protagonist of the manga, and just like Saitama, she is also a comedy character, and at one point she simply punches the ground without any effort and breaks the planet Earth in half. And good luck to you trying to explain this in a logical way. Goku can't defeat Aral even in her blue form, and she doesn't make the slightest effort to face Goku. And Vegeta spends the entire episode saying that he doesn't want to face a comedy character, since he would lose, and guess what happened when Vegeta faced Aral? Yes, he lost. This shows that Dragon Ball characters are aware of what comedy characters are, and that depending on the character, it is not possible to beat them in battle. But the Monio, I still think that the rule of comedy characters doesn't apply against Dragon Ball characters, and I tell you, alright, that's your opinion, but between your opinion and Vegeta's, I prefer Vegeta's opinion.
What's wrong with you, flouting the laws of physics for just a cheap gag? It violates everything.
Okay, mister, now it's my turn.
Listen when I lecture you! Oh, that seals it. She's gotta be a gag manga character, so the conventional rules don't apply to her. If I keep fighting in a realistic way, I don't stand a chance.
And you are a fan of both animes. Do you agree with me? Disagree? Leave it in the comments, and subscribe to follow the next videos. That's it, my people. Until next time, demonic hugs.